Welcome, Delvin. How are you?
It's been good. It's been good. I mean, I'm a little disappointed that the test season is over and now we'll have to wait up until July to watch any sort of test cricket. But it's been great, man, ever since the test season started since November, where Australia were playing Pakistan. Ever since
Right.
then, up until India and England, the series, every test series has been great. I've enjoyed each and every test series in its individualities, and while it's left kind of a bittersweet feeling, but I think it's enough motivation for us, to keep our focus on the IPL now, which is going to start in the
Oh
in the
yes.
next in the next 10 days or
10
so.
days. 10
Yes,
days.
so yeah,
Just 10
so
days,
yeah,
man.
so it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I think we did the preview for the Sunrisers last time around, and
Yeah.
yeah, so I think it's time to look into the rest of the teams and let's see how they stack up ahead of the competition.
Now it's time to discuss about the team that has changed its name and logo more than the times they have won the IPL championship. So, the Delhi Capitals.
Yeah, it's
Can anyone
show
give a better introduction than me, bro? Just tell me that.
show some respect to my new team, Harry. Come on, show some respect.
Oh, okay. By the way, guys, just to remind you again, he's the DC Totally correspondent. Do watch him every day on the Instagram page of DC Totally. Whenever the women's team have a match in the women's IPL, and we might also see him in the main IPL season if he continues to do so. So I just hope he doesn't change his team because he would want to do this Tolly work for Mumbai Indians. But let's see what happens.
I mean, let's see. For now, it's Delhi. At least for the public eye, it is Delhi. But shh.
It's a secret. Okay, Ghar Wapsi that we call David Warner back home
Yes.
and playing only T20 now, that too domestic because he has retired from the international cricket as of, I mean, all the formats. So,
No,
less workload.
the
I
T20
guess,
World Cup will be his last
no,
international assignment.
okay,
T20 World Cup is his
okay,
last international assignment. As of now, he's done playing in Australia as far as all formats are concerned on an international scale. The
right,
T20 is going to be his last international tournament as an international cricketer. So
player,
yeah,
right,
that's
okay. So, Ghar Wapsi, do you think this Ghar Wapsi of David Warner might actually bring some laurels to Delhi finally? Because they have been a team over the years, those who have given that hope that they have to be in that top four position. They have to play the semifinals because they have been the semifinalists for the first two seasons. They have had
and
that strongest team.
they were in the finals in the
Yes,
2020 edition as well under
yes,
Under
yes,
Shreyas Iyer's
yes.
captaincy. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. So, they have been in and out of the playoffs, semifinals, and also the finals, but they have never managed to cross that last barrier. So,
Yeah, that's right.
will this year be the year for Delhi Capitals? Finally the year for Delhi Capitals, or do you think
I
it's
mean,
going to
if
be the
you,
same?
I mean, if you look at it, last season was a pretty tough season for them.
Right.
Not only because they lost Rishabh Pant, which obviously is a huge absence for any side, not only Delhi Capitals. I mean, even the Indian national team felt his absence
Right.
through the time that he was not there. But then I think, along with a spate of poor performances, Delhi were unlucky with injuries last season also, because you've seen
Yes.
quite a few of their key players be injured, in the sense that Mitch Marsh wasn't available for a lot of the tournament,
Right.
and then some of their key overseas players did not fire, and
Right.
one of the key players being Rovman Powell, who was bought
Right.
for a substantial amount last season, but he did not fire, which led to him being released. So there have been a lot of cases where it's either been poor form, injuries. So they've just not been consistent last season. Although Warner later began to find his form in the T20 circuit in the latter stages of the IPL. So I think there are signs that this team can do well. Uh, and with the coaching staff that they have, any team that has Ponting as their head coach obviously is going to be good. Although last year it wasn't the case, but then this year I think, let's see. There are enough signs of optimism But then again, this is just a preview, and this is just what we think. It can be entirely
Exactly.
it can be entirely different, because at the end everything is to be proven on the pitch, and so
Yes.
we can only give an honest assessment and an honest estimate on what we feel are the strengths and weaknesses of this side.
Yes. Like you talked about stress, you just mentioned strengths and weaknesses of the side. Let's just have a look at the side first of all. You know, the the team that has been assembled for this season, because now it has been confirmed that it's going to be a mega auction next season.
Yes,
So
it
it's
is.
going
It
to
is. It
be
is.
so
Yeah.
it's like make or break for almost 90% of IPL players this season, because
Yeah.
that's how they have to prove their mettle if they want to stay in their team and earn big money, or they might also test waters. So yeah,
I
this is
think
the
the
team that they
biggest,
have assembled.
yeah, the biggest strength of the Delhi Capitals is the top order. I mean, David Warner, Prithvi
Yes.
Shaw, Mitch Marsh. I mean, all three of them have had great individual seasons. I think
Yes.
Prithvi Shaw has made a good comeback in the domestic circuit in the Ranji Trophy for Mumbai, and
Yes.
Mitch Marsh has been really consistent since that Ashes run he got in England last year.
Right.
And not to forget his performances in the 50 over World Cup as well, where he's been
Oh
aggressive.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and David Warner is David Warner. I mean, he is one of the greats of this format, whether people choose to agree or not. For me, he is a great in this format. So that top order is very strong, and
Yes.
obviously. Getting Rishabh Pant back is obviously going to be a huge shot in the arm, even though it is confirmed that he's not going to keep.
Keep.
But having him as a specialist batsman itself is going to be a massive plus. And I won't be surprised if they will use Rishabh Pant as an impact player,
Yeah.
because if he's not keeping, his utility on the field is not that much, because you know that there are some keepers who are great outfield players, and then
Right.
there are some keepers
Who
who
are it?
if yeah, who aren't. And unfortunately, Rishabh Pant falls in the latter category, where he's not that athletic on the field as an outfielder. So there is a genuine chance that he could be drafted in as an impact player, but obviously having Pant is a huge shot in the arm. But I
Also,
think,
also, 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 just to ease him out in the team, like they don't want to give him a lot of workload, because
yeah,
playing 14 seasons in a span of 45 days, it's like what, playing a game in almost 3 or 4 days. It
every
takes
three
a toll on
days.
the body.
Every 3 days, yeah.
It takes a toll on a body. So the point which you have mentioned, they might use Rishabh Pant as an impact player to just ease him through the batting first and then get onto his field in the latter stages of the tournament. Might be a good way forward for Rishabh Pant and Delhi, but who knows
Yeah,
what happens.
it gives him enough time to get acclimatized to the rigors of playing cricket again. I mean, obviously
Exactly.
he's not had a lot of cricket in the past 14, 15
No.
months. So I think getting him a fair amount of balls when he's coming in as an impact player, I think that is the perfect way to get him back to match fitness, proper match fitness, at least as far as T20 cricket is concerned. Because obviously,
Right.
today even Jay Shah has gone in and given a statement saying that if Rishabh Pant is able to play and is able to keep wickets also, he's definitely going to be considered for selection as far as the T20
Right.
World Cup is concerned.
Exactly.
So I I even though I feel that the T20 World Cup has come a little too early for Pant in that regard, I think if he does prove his fitness, if he does prove that he's able to withstand the rigors, then I think that would be a very interesting selection then. So
Even
I
I
think
won't mind him missing out on the World Cup, but
yes,
I want this
absolutely.
guy to
I
be
want him for
fit
the
for the
Australia
border.
for the
Exactly.
Australia series. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But then
Because
again, I
the
think again
banter
that
and the yeah.
again I do think that the Australia series also will be a little too early for him, because he
Yeah.
hasn't. Keep in mind that he hasn't played any sort of red ball cricket at this point also,
Yes.
and
Yes.
we both know that keeping in red ball cricket is a
Oh
huge
man.
task, where you have to constantly be. So there is workload issues there as well. So he has to play a lot of cricket. He has to get a lot of momentum going in. So I think let's take it step by step. Let's see how he performs in the IPL. The best
Right.
thing that the Delhi Capitals and BCCI both can do at this stage is not put a lot of pressure on him, and
Yeah.
let him come out of this in his own way. So
Right.
I think
Right.
coming back to the strengths, I think their top order is a big strength, and they are all obviously the spin attack with Kuldeep Yadav and Akshar.
Absolutely.
Both of them bowling in tandem is going to be great, especially in the T20 format. And Kuldeep has now become an all-format threat.
Oh man,
So,
yes.
so their top
And I'm
order and this, yes,
you know, I'm happy that Kuldeep has finally regained his form because the the latter stages of his KKR career were not good actually.
yeah,
Being a
he
KKR
looked
fan, yeah,
absolutely demoralized. He looked short of
yes,
confidence. Whatever he was
yes,
trying was not working. So everything was against him. So yeah, it's for me also. It's it's been great to see this version of Kuldeep. He's a genuine threat.
right.
So for me the strengths are the top order and the spin attack.
Oh yes,
Definitely.
oh yes, oh
Yes.
yes. Because we have seen, Norjay and NGD going for a lot of runs in the previous IPL seasons. They have not been the best, or have not been the same bowlers that they used to be. So it's gonna be more of a batsman and spinners game for Delhi rather than being a pacers game, because that's
Hmm.
how the team is gonna get
Yeah.
their balance and they're gonna win games. But let's not,
Yeah.
just okay. You wanted
Yeah,
to add something?
I think you spoke well. You spoke about the pace attack, and obviously their pace attack is going to be their biggest weakness.
Yes.
Because you see, Nokia is pacey, no doubt about it. But then we've seen time and again on these pitches where pace bowlers have been easily taken for a lot of runs. And I don't think you need to go as far as the 50 over World Cup, where every express pacer has been taken for runs, be it Haris Rauf, be it Mark Wood, and or be it Lockie Ferguson himself. All these
Right.
are three of the fastest pacers in world cricket at the moment, and all three were taken for runs at some stage of the World Cup.
Right.
And given that most of those pitches will be used in the IPL, so I think there is a chance that he is going to be taken for runs again. And the likes of Ishan, Khalil, Mukesh, they don't really exude a lot of fear in opposition
Exactly.
batsmen when it comes to a T20 pace attack.
Right.
So that is another issue. And another weakness is their middle order. Uh, like in the sense, you have Harry Brook and Tristan Stubbs who've not exactly proven themselves in T20 cricket. Then there is obviously the
Rishabh Pant.
unpredictability. Yes, the unpredictability that surrounds Rishabh Pant. So again, not much confidence in the middle order itself as well. So there are quite a few weaknesses. But again, if they do manage to get their act together, then it's going to be a pretty fun team to watch because there are quite a few explosive players in this side
Right.
who find their groove will be very very difficult to stop.
No, let's not just wait more time and just get on with the
Yeah, get
playing
on with it.
11 that we
Yes,
think that
yeah,
is gonna be for the season.
yeah. I think the openers pretty much pick themselves. David Warner, Priti Shaw, and like I said, the top order with
Mitchell.
Mitch Marsh. So that's their top three. That's
I just want
set
to
in
add
stone.
one thing. Delvin, I just want to add here. Mitch Marsh can also bowl, but if somehow he doesn't bowl and if he doesn't bat well, and Harry Brooks keeps on scoring runs, it might happen that Delhi might take a decision of dropping Mitchell Marsh, promoting Harry Brooks up, and playing
I
Tristan
think
Stubbs together with him.
Yeah,
So
I think Mitch Marsh hasn't bowled much anyways.
yes,
So he's not
but
bowled a
he
lot.
has been, but he has been handy whenever he has been
Yeah,
bowling, and
but
being as a a medium pacer in T20, it's always a good to be that kind of a bowler because you can come up with the slower ones and the off
yeah,
cutters, which actually the all the pace attack of the Delhi Daredevils miss. So he can be that
capitals,
player. Oh, sorry.
capitals.
Yeah.
So I think another reason why Marsh won't bowl a lot is that we all know that Marsh has a very wretched history when it comes to his health and
Right.
durability. So I think he's at that stage of his career where if he wants to longen that playing span of his, I think
Right.
he will have to reduce his bowling workload. So to be really honest, I don't see him bowling a lot this IPL as well. If he will
Right.
be picked, he will be picked as a specialist batter.
Specialist matter.
So then your
Agreed.
Harry Brook point becomes very interesting, just in case if he doesn't fire with the bat or if he does get some sort of injury also. So yeah, that's a
Right.
very very interesting point that you've put there. So that's one thing to look. So the top three picks itself. Coming in at number 4, obviously for me, is going to be a toss up between Harry Brook
Yeah,
and Tristan
Harry Brook or
Stubbs.
Tristan Stubbs.
But for now, I'll go for Harry Brook,
Harry Brook.
obviously, uh,
Yeah.
only because he's played much more in the IPL than Tristan Stubbs. So that's number 4. Number 5, obviously, Rishabh Pant.
Rishabh Pant.
Uh, yeah, that's
Followed by
5.
Akshar Patel.
Followed by Akshar Patel, and then that's your 6. I think they'll be playing with a pretty long, and then you have your impact player in the sense where if they bat first, they might go for Lalit Yadav, or they
Lalit
might
Yadav.
go in for
Yash
or,
Ball.
or Kumar Kushagra for me. Very
Okay.
very promising. He's had a great Syed Mushtaq Ali. So
Yes.
gone to prove himself as a pretty able T20 batsman. So either Lalit Yadav or Kushagra. Then you have your Kuldeep Yadav,
Kuldeep Yadav.
Ishant Sharma for me,
Slash.
Nokia. I, yes, it is slash, but then my pick
Yeah.
would be Ishant over Mukesh.
Right.
So it'll be
Right. Not audible. Elvin. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, of course, it's going to be a slash between Ishant and Mukesh, but then my money is on Mukesh. Ishant to be
Right.
the pick. So it's going to be Ishant, Kuldeep, Nokia, and Ngidi only because I don't trust Jai Richardson with his injury history.
Right.
So that's my 11.
You know,
So
now we have a problem, I guess. If we are going to play like what, uh, two pacers and Nokia and Ngidi together, so then you have to just put out Harry Brooks or Tristan Stubbs, because if you are playing Nokia and Ngidi together, Brooks and Stubbs won't play, so it's
no,
gonna
so
be a
it's
conflict.
no, it's Brook. I picked Brook, not Stubbs. I
Uh,
picked Brook as my
no, so
pick.
if you are picking Brook, then it has to be either Nokia or Ngidi, right?
Oh
You
yeah,
said
correct. So
what?
then Khalil comes in. So Khalil comes in.
Exactly.
So it's
Exactly.
David Warner, Prithvi Shaw, Mitch Marsh, Harry Brook, Rishabh Pant, Akshar Patel, Kuldeep Yadav,
Kuldeep Yadav.
Nokia, Khalil Ahmed.
No, again an issue. We need Lalit Yadav, uncapped player.
Let's yeah, that's the issue. Yeah. Okay. So it's
So you would have, yeah.
Warner Shaw Marsh, Harry Brook 4, Rishabh Pant 5,
Five,
Lalit 6, Akshar
seven,
7,
seven. Kuldeep eight,
Kuldeep 8,
Ishan Sharma.
Nokia, uh, Nokia, Sharma, and Khalil.
Right.
That's the 11.
That's how
All
it's
right.
gonna be. Okay.
Yeah.
The playing 11 has been decided. Next move on to the fixtures, as this is the team that's gonna play 5 matches in 17 days, and they start the campaign against Kings 11 Punjab, or the
It's a
Punjab
pretty
Kings.
it's pretty unknown because they'll be playing in Mulanpur, which is an entirely new stadium. So we don't really know how that pitch is going to play out. So this is a very unpredictable set to pick whether they might. For all intents and purposes, they could go 5-0, they could go 4-1, they could go 3-2, they could go 2-3. Anything is
Five
possible.
zero, 5-0.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
you don't know. It can happen.
Wow.
Obviously,
Wow.
we've seen stranger things happen in the IPL. So,
Right.
uh, I mean,
I mean,
and obviously 5-0 is going a little too far, but I think
yeah.
they'd
I mean, if
go.
you would have if you would have said that with Mumbai Indians, I would have agreed. Yeah, it's possible 5-0. Delhi
I think they
Capitals
win.
having 5-0.
I think they win 2 out of 5. They win two out of
Might,
five.
might have,
Yeah,
might have,
they win two
might have.
out of
Two or
five.
three, 2 or 3, because they are not going to win against Chennai. They are not going to win against Mumbai. That's for sure. They can beat KKR. They can beat Rajasthan, and they can beat the Punjab Kings. But I don't think they have the firepower or the players to beat Chennai and Mumbai Indians again this season. So
Yeah, I can
I don't
say
know what
that. Yeah.
happened. Okay. So I guess That's it. Okay, another question, Delvin. Before we just call it off, another question to you, for you. What would be the position of Delhi Capitals this season after the 14 games, after the league stage?
This is a tough one. I
Because I feel that, like the point you had mentioned, the cohesive firepower or the cohesive effort by all the players haven't come together even once for Delhi Capitals in the previous 2 or 3 seasons,
Yeah, if
barring
they
the run they had made it to the 2020 IPL season.
final, yeah, if
So
they if they do fire, they can make the
together,
playoffs.
together, together.
Yes,
The
if
point
this
is
team
together,
fires, if this
right?
team fires cohesively, there is every chance that they make the playoffs.
Yeah,
Every
because
chance.
the points that need to be mentioned over here as cohesive firepower. They have to be injury free. They have to have replacements who are throwing in and doing all the efforts for other players, and they need pitches to play in their favor, because this is a team that lacks in the bowling department. Everybody
Yep.
knows that, but it's IPL and anything crazy can happen here. So
Yeah, you're
you
right.
might so we don't know what can happen or what might happen. So for me, it's gonna be the bottom half of the table, but only for that cohesiveness, it might happen. They might be in the top half.
I think they might finish fifth or sixth.
Okay,
Anyone.
they might.
Yeah.
Okay, so like you said, Delvin, that for you they might finish at fifth position, might miss the playoff by some points or at least on net run rate. But I still feel Delhi Capitals needs a lot of things to prove on and off pitch, on paper, and with the coaching staff to be actually able to be the one of the teams who would go on to cause some trouble to the other 9 IPL franchises. That's it from
Yeah.
this time, guys. And we'll come tomorrow with another team. Till then, subscribe, like, share, comment, because we are still missing the comments on the Sunrise Hyderabad team. That what could be your thinking about the playing 11 that we chose, and the same thing we're going to ask you about the Delhi Capitals. Bye bye.